Of course not. Of course not. All right, that should work. That should be working now. Yeah, I see. It's a yeah. Sorry about that, everyone in the audience. Unfortunately, I've had to just completely download a new streaming service because for some reason the one that I have is not working. It's yeah, it's a very impromptu, but yeah.
There we go. It works. It works. Yay!
Yeah.
Okay. Can you guys hear me now? Can everyone
Yeah.
on the stream hear me now?
Give it a second to catch up. Because, you know, YouTube streams, they're like, what, 30 seconds behind?
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yep. Just had to. Yep. Then I heard my voice. We just need to make sure that it was just enough being behind. Yeah. Make sure it's just enough. Blah blah blah. Anyway, so we're just waiting on Ash to have his anti-murdering people coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was not awake when I knocked on his door a few minutes ago.
You can still, like, that perhaps don't involve Ash or Quorum, so...
We could. I just don't know if it would be rude to start without him. Also, there's a bit like a break. Okay, Jeremy, you're echoing again.
Okay, good, because I was literally just about to ask. I changed something, and I was going to ask if Echo was there. Okay, that didn't work.
Just loud.
Sorry everyone about the technical difficulties.
I'll
start the... Yeah, I'll be saying something about that when I start the intro. So, ladies, gentlemen, others, bear with us for a bit.
We're having issues.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can...
I'm now doing push to talk.
Yes, you're like really loud and echoey, Jeremy.
You can right click on him and turn him down.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
All right. Oh, are we? You stream?
I am.
All right.
Oh, you're streaming too.
Yeah.
Just for the Discord, I'm streaming doodles.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. That makes sense.
Because those have kind of become a thing in the videos.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
What was that, Arma?
Testing.
Okay, Jeremy. Jeremy, what were you saying? Hello?
Hello?
I've got it set to push to talk.
Alright, sounds good.
Yep, you're a little bit better now. Ari, what were you saying?
Alright.
Ari, what were you saying?
I said it sounds good.
No, before. You said something before Jeremy spoke.
I said doggy doodles! I have not been speaking much, guys. I've been on mute, so just go ahead and do what you need to.
Alright. Again, still waiting on Ash.
Alright. Alright.
Keep forgetting that there's a parade. Doggy doodles.
What, you can't just press your make art button and just make it instantly?
No, sorry.
Oh.
This program doesn't come with that feature.
All right, Ash will be about 10 minutes. So yeah, he said it's okay. We can start if we start without him.
All right.
With that being said, hello everyone, and welcome to our celebrating 100 episodes of Lost Island. Well, then again, as you know, the 101st episode was released recently because this just wouldn't be Lost Island without a bunch of technical errors and episodes being late.
Yep, there's...
I mean, see, we're not even in like Foundry or Roll20 or anything like that, and we still have technical difficulties.
Well, at the very least, the technical difficulties are on the uploading side of thing rather than the gaming side of thing, but we can just never get away from them. We can never get fucking away from them. Anyway, today we're going to be looking back at the game, answering your questions, getting a bit of a retrospective on how things have gone so far, learning a lot of my mistakes, and also, because there are a few people, Firefox, who are watching this stream and who haven't fully caught up, what I'm thinking we're going to do is we'll do a spoiler-free talk to start with, and then at a certain point we'll be like, okay, spoilers beyond this point.
Alright.
Good boy.
Right.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Yep. So, for to start with, let's avoid talking about anything from the let's say the mutant cave session onwards.
Okay.
And
Let's
of
see
course,
if I don't... Let's see how long I'll remember that.
Yep. And of course, the most recently released episode was the most recently released session was the one with the Aristia.
Mm-hmm.
So again, let's avoid talking about anything that came after the Aristia episode.
Everybody went Super Saiyan!
Whoa!
She breaks the spoiler thing in the first few seconds, but awesome. Anyway.
What? You said the Aristia!
But I also said to start with we're not talking about anything from anything that happens after.
Since you said it was after the Aristia, considering the fact that the Aristia means going Super Saiyan, I thought that was kind of just
No. I said before that. I said so. The first part of this will be spoiler free, so not talking about anything from the Cave Mutant session onwards, and then once we get into the spoiler session, nothing from Aristia onwards, because, you know, that hasn't been released at all yet. Make sense?
Sure.
Anyway. So, nice doodles, Doki.
Yes.
How do we start this?
Why don't we start with maybe like how this all began?
All right.
Let's start from the beginning, and when we come to the end, stop.
All right.
We don't have like a script or something? We got
script.
What kind of world are you in where you use script?
That's... Oh, that made my day, Jeremy. A script. Jeremy, how do you come up with this stuff?
I look in the mirror.
I don't want to say my joke because that would probably be mean.
Yeah, let's
okay,
not.
So when you stop before saying a joke because it's too mean, it's okay. But when I don't want to say a joke because it's too mean, I get peer pressure to oblivion. I see how it is.
But yeah, Josh, the difference between you and I is you are the ultimate Boy Scout. When I say something's mean, it's actually probably going to be mean.
Yeah, he has a point there.
You're too nice for your own good when it's outside DMing.
You're too fluffy, sweetie.
Well, at least he's not calling me. Well, at least he's not calling me that.
You're
Ooh.
fuzzy.
God
Fuzzy
damn it.
pretzel.
God damn it!
Fuzzy pretzel.
There's a reason why I call you the Ubu Korva.
I hate you, my friend. Anyway, so
Love
we
you
were
too.
talking about how. Yeah, I love you too. Anyway, so we were going to talk about how this all started.
Yep.
Yes.
So the funny thing is, originally, the Lost Island was not going to be for this group. There was another group that I was a part of at the time that the DM had been suffering from major burnout for a long time, and it was actually a group that Ash was also in. And I offered, you know what, I might actually be able to run a session. And I promised to run a session for several times now, but okay. Josh, you actually helped me a lot here.
I did.
Because you, co-DMing under you, it taught me probably one of the most important lessons I have ever learned as a DM. It's actually not that complicated. Because what I would try to do all the time was I would try to build the entire campaign, memorize the entire rulebook, construct 50 NPCs all before session 1, because I thought that's what you needed to do as a DM.
I mean, to be fair, you still have constructed like 50 NPCs.
Not in the first session. And when I say constructed, I mean fully statted them out.
Yeah, it's it's funny because I've actually been working on the script for another 16 personalities video. Yay, Dougie finished. The 16 personalities video is just going to be about, instead of players, it's going to be dungeon masters. And the INTP one was is one of my it's another one of my tributes to Luna Corva's style of DMing. Let's see if I can bring it up. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so where is it?
I think Josh takes a more C.S. Lewis style, whereas Shay was initially taking a J.R.R. Tolkien style.
Yeah.
I must have the color of their cloaks down and describe the shape of everything. Whereas Josh was like, probably have at least the plot down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here it is. The INTP for as a dungeon master. All right, I've done hours upon hours of research on many different subjects to exceptionally detail every aspect of this world's societies and how they were influenced by local histories, ecosystems, and economies, all to create this perfectly functional, believable world. You do know this is a one-shot, right?
That's literally what. Because that was actually a conversation I had. Like, I was describing to Josh the background of this setting for his character, and he was like, "You said this is a one shot, yes?" Now, however,
that actually reminds me a little bit of me and Katie doing Hollow's Carnival a little bit. Like, we fleshed out everything so much, and it was only going to be like a quick little 2-shot, but now we're like, no, we're going to keep doing this for Halloween. This will be fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, there was a method to my madness, but I'll get to that. Anyway, so the original group that I was in had a bit of a temporary falling out with the DM, and so I needed some new players, which led to me asking Josh, Dogi, and Aramau if they'd like to join for the first session, which was still intended to be a one-shot because, as I've said, brand new DM, I didn't know how it was going to go. I didn't know if it was going to go well or if it was going to end up being a disaster, so I needed to make sure that everything was wrapped up before the end of the session. Which, Actually, I'll get to that in a second. But because me being me, which led to that conversation with Josh, which was like, told him all about the details. Like, wait, Shay, you said this was a one shot, right? Yes, Josh. This is me putting in minimal detail. This is my summary version of the detail for the one shot.
Yeah.
That being said, again, there was actually a method to my madness because, and it's something I'd learned from the DM, from playing under the DM that I was originally playing with the group that I was originally going to be running this for, is that context, it helped a lot. Getting just, and I saw that in action with you guys, because you guys had an idea of your character's history and of the world's history, it gave you context to really get into the role playing very quickly and easily, I noticed.
Yeah. But yeah, it's there was so yeah, like the red tigers, the golden lions, and just learning about those two factions. It's and how they're having to come together. A big mistake that people make when they try to create campaigns like this is the players make characters that don't naturally gel well with each other. So so when I was asked by Shay to make a red tiger character, I'm like, okay, and the other two people are gonna be golden lions, so I gotta have to make it someone who would conceivably be a red tiger, but also would be agreeable and work with the party.
Now,
and
that is
so basically a red tiger who's not a douche. I think Whisper pulls that off too, by the way.
And then you got Klaus suddenly.
Everybody just gravitates to Little Teeth Boy.
I don't know why.
See,
Trippy.
And the thing is, for me, I specifically wanted to be like, I want to play a character who's neutral, likes being that way, and thinks everyone else is dumb for picking sides.
Speaking of your character, Ari,
Mm-hmm.
and also, I'll get to something that Josh said in a second, but speaking of your character, because you mentioned this in Dogi's art video of Vel, also just...
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking... thanks for the comments, Skyblaze. Yeah, that was basically it. Anyway, you mentioned how you were so happy when I went silent when you mentioned I want to be a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Putting you guys in my head, it's like, I want to be a ghost. This was basically my mind at that point. Okay, would that work? Would it be over? No, you could probably add a template of it. So yes, mechanically I think it could work. Now, what could I put without in the story? Actually, consider it's supposed to be a murder mystery and ... It was like rapid cycle of, could this work? Yes. Now, what are ideas? Yes, this could work.
I think conceptually, Vel is the most interesting character I've ever played.
Oh yeah, Vel has been a delight. Vel has been a delight to DM for. All of you have in one way or another, but I think Vel has been the character that has allowed the most room for creativity.
I think also it has allowed for a lot of strategic stuff because she has a link with everybody. The telepathy has been very useful.
Speaking of strategic, I think Whisper for me has been the player and the character who has been the most strategically challenging, and I mean that in a good way. it is very much a keep you on the toes type character because he thinks outside the box a lot and has some very unique abilities too. So
Sorry.
Yeah, so he's often been the character who's like, okay, so that plan's gone out the window. So what's plan B? And it helps. I think my style of DMing has helped with that. Speaking of style of DMing, it's like what Joshua was saying before about the Red Tigers and Golden Lions. See, as a DM and as a player, I have always been completely fine with PvP with player versus player conflict, as long as it is handled maturely. Like, I even put a few hooks in there. Should you take it, that could where one of you guys could potentially betray the other. Like, for example, when I make a note of it, that if Corin did frame the Reds, having the Black Hawks on the Golden Lions side would basically guarantee them his faction the win. So it's like, if you wanted to go down that road, if you wanted to go down the betrayal route, I had stuff working for that. It was entirely depending on how you guys played, and if it turned into Golden Lions versus Red Tigers with the final battle was just a 3-way punch up between you two, I could work with that. I could absolutely work with that. And of course, Kun currently having to choose between his duty and his friends and all that stuff. My point is, for better or for worse, I am not someone who is really bothered by PvP conflict. I don't see it as breaking down or ruining the campaign. If it leads to hurt feelings between the players, that's when it becomes a problem. But as long as everyone understands, okay, this is just, the characters disagreeing on things and not the players, I think there can be a lot of fun there.
Yeah, and that's always difficult because there's a kind of a sliding scale of how much people put into their characters, how much of themselves that they put into their characters.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes when they criticize your character, sometimes depending on how much you put in there, sometimes it can feel like they're criticizing you.
Sometimes so, like, I found in some cases, because we put a lot of myself into my character, I'm actually easier able to take criticism. Yeah. Often the criticism can have nothing to do with, like, you're saying about a character, and can have everything to do with, like, for example, hey, I put all my thoughts into this plan or this idea. Now that plan doesn't work. Oh, well, all my effort was just poo-pooed. Even if that wasn't a character that was based on yourself, it can still have that effect.
So it's kind of like the when you talk to your therapist, it's kind of like a friend of mine. When you sometimes when people talk to their therapists because they're not really fully confident with sharing something very personal, they'll like disguise it as a friend of mine.
I don't think you should really do that with a therapist, but like if you're talking about it with another person that isn't a licensed professional and whom you are literally paying to tell them your problems, then yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Don't okay, guys. The quick little aside, don't lie to your doctor. Try not to lie to your therapist if you have one.
Yeah. Oh, hey. There he is.
Hey! Ashley, welcome to the stream.
Yep. I'm alive. Mostly.
Hey!
So, we were just talking about how everything got started and how originally Lost Island was meant for a very different group than this one, with you and myself being the only commonality between who it was originally intended for and the group it ended up being played with.
Yes.
Since you were kind of the oldest and earliest player who was there from the beginning, could we get your insight onto the Lost Island beginning from the player's perspective?
Not really. Bear in mind, I am still trying to wake up properly.
Fair enough. Ash is not a morning person.
Not by a long shot, and the D&D game that I was a part of last night didn't end until 12:30. So,
How was that game?
huh?
I said, God dang it!
Yeah. Yeah, it was alright. The combat took a lot longer than we expected.
Does it ever not?
Well, when the combat itself runs for 5, nearly 6 hours.
Oh wow, that was long. But no, Sam's actually usually really good at combat. It's one of his strengths.
It's just that occasionally it takes even him by surprise.
Indeed. Now, so with Josh bringing up the Golden Lions and Red Tigers, I was thinking, chat and players, who amongst you would like me to finally reveal what inspired all of this?
Go ahead.
I'll let the chat give their comments while the thing catches up. In the meantime, though.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, while the chat is doing that, could we talk about how we got Jeremy to join, because obviously he wasn't there for the first session.
Yes, indeed. And then I'd like to talk about what for me was probably my first big mistake. But yes, Josh, I believe you and Jeremy should take this part away, because it was you who actually gave the idea to invite Jeremy.
Yes. So, yeah, so Jeremy was the one who introduced me to, like, tabletop RPGs, like Dungeons and Dragons, and yeah, he knew exactly how to hook it. He knew exactly how to hook me. I still remember that first session, that first little one shot that we did. It was such a magical moment for the both of us. And the thing is like around that time, a little bit before Jeremy joined, he was feeling very, very demotivated as a fan of tabletop RPGs. And, and also let me remind you guys, like, this was the guy, Jeremy was the guy who made the Labyrinth in Welcome to the Show. So he's had not only an impact on me, but he's had an impact on pretty much his design had an impact on pretty much everybody here. So yeah, funny Dogi. But unfortunately, Jermo was feeling very demotivated as a fan of tabletop RPGs. He was actually thinking about just quitting. And I don't know, it just really didn't sit well with me, because Jeremo doesn't have a lot of people that he can play with. He doesn't have, and he loves playing with people. But the thing is, it's like he's kind of like Aramau in that he likes playing with people that he knows. It's like any inaccuracy so far, Jeremo?
Not really. I just wanted to play with people I know, and I prefer to play in person. I didn't like playing really online unless it was with people I know, and some kind of consistency would be nice. It's just there was nothing available for me. Every single time I tried to set up something, it got canceled, or everything available was with complete and total strangers that I had nothing to do with. They weren't going to be able to commit to multiple sessions. It was just going to be a one-time thing. I had to twist people's arms to even show up.
Yeah, he was very demotivated. So just at this point, what probably was going through his head was, what's the point? What's the point?
And I kind of get where he's coming from. From what I've seen, the real magic of role-playing games is the group dynamic that forms.
Yeah.
The true meaning is the true magic is the friends we meet and we kill along the way.
Yep. and so I was just so desperate for Germo to just not quit, because it's just like watching one of your heroes quit doing what they love. And it's just like, no, it's like like I mean, I know Germo's not gonna get this, but I felt like, I felt like Pinky in that Poniachi comic.
I don't get that either.
Well, yeah, there was a comic where it was basically Pinky basically one of Pinky's heroes was feeling demotivated and not wanting to be a party pony anymore, and then Pinky was like, "No, you can't do this."
I mean, wasn't that an episode with Cheese Sandwich, anyways?
Eventually, yeah, but. So I was just I came up to Shay. It's like, hey, could this be a possibility? Could Jeremy come? And I was talking to Jeremy at the same time. It's just like, hey, Shay has a campaign. You're like, I'm in it. Ari's in it. It's like, hey, those are there's 2 people you don't really know, but the majority of the people you know, it's like that might be fun.
And I was worried at first because from what I'd been told that Jeremy was very much a gamer style roleplay, very much kick in the door, dungeoneering, roleplay light type player. And considering ours was a very, very roleplay heavy campaign already, I was worried that Jeremy would be bored to tears, that he wouldn't enjoy himself.
Yeah. So, Jeremy, you want to elaborate a little more on your about how you your opinions on role playing versus playing Dungeons and Dragons, like dungeon delving and stuff?
I like role playing, but I like role playing a slightly less serious character. I personally don't like drama. I have been involved in real life drama too frequently, too often. I don't want drama in my pastime either. But if it's not drama, I'm all down for role playing. That's why I try to build, when I build my Dungeons and Dragons characters, I build very, I build very flippant or aloof characters so that when drama shows up, I can exit stage left.
And meanwhile, Lost Island hasn't had any drama whatsoever. No siree. It's not like in the very second session after you joined, I had Vel confront her mortality and the fact that she might never see her family ever again. No, none of that.
No. Yeah. I mean, not like, she's a freaking necromancer in a world that is very, very scared of not just necromancy, but of ghosts. I am literally the walking embodiment of everything that Island doesn't like. Yeah. Not even embodiment. I'm the literal manifestation. I'm not a body. I inhabit a body. I don't have one.
Yeah, come to think of it, all you need to do is have some connection to the pirates and Mia, and yeah, you pretty much be right.
Yeah. And who knows? I still don't know all of my backstory, so I might! I don't know!
Oh.
Just watch Mira secretly Belle's twin brother.
I'm waiting for that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Saber or Mir is related to Belle somehow. Like, cousins, brother, long-lost uncle twice removed. Something like that. Oh.
Ex-husband!
I did make Vel's last name Rosticum, so... And Firefox, aka Shadowed Storyteller in the chat, is gonna get that reference. But, anyway, speaking of references, so, who wants to know, what I based the entire setting of Lost Island on?
Oh, please tell me. It's I loved telling people how much I did the Dynasty Warriors thing for Welcome to the Show, so I can't wait to hear what you have.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, before I do, because I almost forgot. Quick thing. One big mistake I can say I definitely made when starting off this campaign. I should never, and I was talking to Ash about this the other day, I should never, ever have started you guys at 5th level.
No shit!
Yeah, now, in my explanation and my defense, the reason I did that is because my previous DM, the one from the other group, he would frequently start Pathfinder sessions at 5th level because in vanilla Pathfinder, 1st level is boring as shit. Your only enemies are your bog standard goblins, orcs, and undead. You either A, you're playing as a spellcasting, you're playing as a martial cast, in which case you can barely do like one thing all the time, and that's all you do, or you play a spellcaster, which means they have a variety of abilities that they can use once and then are useless for the rest of the campaign. Well, rest of the session.
Yeah.
1st level vanilla Pathfinder, not fun at all. You pretty much want to start at like 5th level if you want to actually have something interesting to do. Thing is, though, spheres actually give you interesting stuff to do at 1st level. You can actually have fun at 1st level, and meanwhile, starting it at 5th level, it runs into the problem that a lot of people have when they play a random level 20 game, except though obviously in miniature, where it's like, hey, we've got 10 abilities that we need to learn all together all at once. If we had built up to those 10 abilities, like, 2 at level 1, 2 at level 2, 2 at level 3, blah, 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 that would be fine. Unfortunately, we haven't, so our character sheet is something we are struggling to learn. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
First
whenever you're trying to do a new... whenever you're trying to do a new system, you generally want to try to start off at a low as a low level as possible in order to familiarize people with the game. So because just a lot of information being thrown at you. Just like whenever, like in D&D 5th edition, it's like usually when players are first starting out, you start them out at level 1, but usually veterans, you could probably start them out at level 3 or 5.
Mind you, the cheat sheets that you created are extremely useful.
Oh yeah. So a bit of behind the scenes thing here. Josh had the genius idea to make custom character sheets where it separates our abilities, their abilities, by the action it takes. So standard actions, free actions, swift actions, etc. will all be in a separate group. That makes it much easier to go, okay, so I use this ability, what else can I do? Okay, that was my standard action used up. Okay, now I've got a free action, and I've got my swift and free actions left, blah, 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 blah. Or move action, etc.
Yeah. Because there's just so much that it's like a level 5 spheres character, a spheres of power character, compared to many other systems, can do so much more. And Pathfinder 1st edition is already complicated enough as it is. Just a lot of different things that a character could do, because it was already based off the already complicated D&D 3.5. So it's complication on top of complication on top of complication.
So can we get to like actually, telling us what the inspiration was?
Yeah.
For sure. Though I will quickly answer Arcans and Dragonus' question about, do I regret giving Klaus the fucking hedgehog? My masochism says no. My sanity says yes! Alright, but you've waited long enough. No one has been able to guess as people have tried, so I'm just going to say this outright. I based this setting of Lost Island on the history of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And I can break it down. So, a powerful company / empire is going through a bit of a dark age, a rough period, until a prodigy named Horace or Hiroshi Tanahashi basically takes the company or kingdom on his back and rebuilds it into a new golden age. However, he is challenged by a younger, more brash individual named Khan or Kazuchika Okada, who is part of a faction that is a throwback to the Empire Company's old ways of doing things. Meanwhile, there is a separate group of mercenaries known as the Black Hawks or Bullet Club, led by Jay White, and finally, a group of savage, almost like a mafia or pirate group, led by Minoru Suzuki and his personal assassin, Zack Saber Jr. So yeah, Josh, remember that wrestler who you described as "Who hurt you"?
Oh
that was Mia. I remember going on to the.
Is that why you've been making me do that?
Not entirely, but next time we do that, Josh, do you want to analyze the two that I base Saber and Mr. White on?
Hold on. I'm looking at a lot of this.
Okay, yeah. Hey, Josh, just for fun, Okada, Tanahashi, and Minoru Suzuki. Why don't you read out what you wrote about them?
Okay, so Minoru Suzuki. Okay, so for context, Shea, like once a week we would sit down, we'd watch wrestling, and he'd be showing me style vids. And what he likes to do is he likes to. So what's the impression? It's like, what can you like interpret from their backstory and their personality from the way that they move and act like
and
fight. So from Minoru Suzuki, so apparently who Saber was based off of.
No, Mia was based on.
So
Mia.
Mir was based off of.
As in Mia Noru Suzuki.
Yeah. Okay, so I get a loner vibe from this guy. His attacks are very fatal. They're going to hurt. This guy seems gratuitously vicious, but it also doesn't seem like he wants to win. It's a very pain and suffering, despair fighting style. It's full of darkness, and he wants it to spread. But if someone gives him pain, he just acts like, "How dare you give me pain?" His fighting style is screaming in pain, torture. His existence is torture. Like the whole Jack the Ripper, pain. This is why I fight. He's inflicting pain on the world. He doesn't seem to enjoy it, but he's so determined to inflict as much pain as he can. Who hurt you?
Shay, I think you are going to approve the doodle I've made.
Let's see.
You mean the one that's on the stream right now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And yes, Stormcrow's correct. Though now here's the funny thing. Vel's husband, the name John Ambrose. There is actually a wrestler who has had two names in his career, Dean Ambrose and John Moxley. So I combined them together into John Ambrose. But funnily enough, this was a point where I started to drift away from wrestling references, and him and Lena, I actually based them on Jack Builder and Aliena from the book Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. But yes, I think you can see the similarities between Mir and his inspiration.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's just like, oh, okay then, sure. Just like, wow. I feel like I've been indirect. These sessions that you've been having every Thursday. It's like, wait a minute, have I been unintentionally giving you inspiration?
You've been doing his work for him.
Well, to be fair, I had come up with all that stuff long before we started doing those sessions. That was just a bit of a fun. But your impressions of Horus and Khan, or at least their inspirations.
Okay, but so yeah, this one is for Khan. Best way I could describe him if Draco Malfoy could actually back it up. Every move he has is designed with the intent to put you in your place. He has a snobbish, elitist attitude to him.
And then Hiroshi Tanahashi, who inspired Horus.
Despite his size, he proceeds to prefer to go to the joints more. Not as many flashy moves. I get the sense that this guy, he likes to feel dominant, and he likes the feeling of dominance and control that using joint attacks gives him. He also reminds me a lot of America from Axis Powers Hetalia. This is his world, and we're just living in it.
Mm-hmm. So yes, it was honest. Like coming up with this whole thing, it was honestly a lot of fun. Just taking that inspiration, thinking, okay, how do I translate this into a fantasy setting? And then, just all these ideas. Like even like the names of the cities, like Tagora is based on the name of Tagoro is based on the name of Hiroshi Tanahashi's faction, Taguchi Japan. Naka, named after Shinsuke Nakamura, the leader of Okada's faction.
Wow. Well, I just think it's it really speaks to it that you were able to conceal it so well that nobody got it. Nobody noticed.
To be fair, a lot of people here aren't familiar with wrestling, period, and even less people are familiar with Japanese wrestling. So I had a leg up on that aspect.
Yeah, but still, it really does show that you really can draw inspiration from anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to be fair, like for Ladies' Night, my inspiration was Doctor Who and Infinity Train.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
For those who do, okay, I hope we can get that started up again. We're just having some editing backlog issues. But in any case, can we is there okay, I kind of want to talk about like basically sort of favorite moments in the series. Like we should pick like one moment that we love that our characters did and a moment that we love that another character did.
Oh, I love that idea.
All right. Okay, so maybe we should start with you since you suggested it.
Yes.
I will try and not be too spoilery. I'll do my best.
Yeah. All right. So starting with again, nothing, if possible, nothing. Nothing from the mutant cave onwards, because
both of my moments over after that.
Oh, okay. Well, if you have a moment that's after that, we'll save it till the spoilers part of the stream. Why did I think of the word stream?
So honestly, because of just how well it actually worked, one of my favorite things was Vel and Whisper going in and to the pirate camp, the stealth mission, because like that was Whisper's first session with us, and so then that I feel like that was an important moment in building their chemistry, and because it had a wide-reaching effect on the party, and like I mean it didn't necessarily work, but I thought it was really really interesting and good, and I enjoyed it. I also the confrontation in the carriage, while it was still uncomfortable for me because I don't love confrontation, I thought was really important for Klaus's character, and because I love Klaus, I always like it when he gets developed. I also happen to love the person playing Klaus, but I'm learning Gremlish because I like you.
Hey, Dogi.
Don't!
I love you.
Nula.
Alright, Ash. How about you go next?
Well, wait, I didn't say technically the moment with the stealth mission was actually my favorite Whisper moment.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood you.
No, it's fine. My favorite me moment, I think, actually might be infiltrating Horace's dreams. And just being very stubbornly like, I need to protect the king's brains because, you know, they're the king's, and I did not like it when I wasn't able to do so. But I thought that was really... I thought that was a good use of Ghost.
Yes.
Oh, that was fun because it was like, I'm going to go into the Horace's dream, and I had to just think quickly, okay, what would Horace be thinking? What would Horace be thinking about?
I'm really glad you didn't go for the easy concubine dream.
Nah. I wanted to use it for some character development. Because it seemed like that was what you were going after too, from the impression I was getting.
Well, it was more like, I want to change his mind. I am legit going there to manipulate him. I am
not even subtle about it.
All right. Ash. Tag, you're it.
Wait, you never said your favorite Korum or Kun moment.
Oh, okay. Korum or Kun moment. Okay. My favorite Korum moment. Honestly, I know you were kind of outgunned, but like your fight against Katir, even though you were almost outmatched, it was fascinating to listen to.
And that's our
Almost.
that's our first spoiler. Sorry, Fire.
Wait, what?
That was after.
That happened
least
after
my-
the mute.
I thought it was concurrent.
They already left.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, I'll drop now. Don't want to get spoiled.
Okay, so yeah, in that case, spoilers. Okay, spoilers free. Never mind, you're good.
Okay, so cool. Doug, you could actually say your favorite thing that happened after the spoilers. Anyways, but yeah, no, the confrontation with Katir and eventually Saber was fascinating. I'm like, no, this could be really, really, really bad. And then, so spoilers are okay now?
Spoilers are okay now.
Kun going Super Saiyan. There we go. That was pretty easy. That's
Yep.
Yeah. No, like we always like he is the Hellhound. He's Kun Onwin, but like him actually going Super Saiyan and living up to it was kind of intimidating and scary.
I know that was great, but that was most like, I am so glad I put Aristeia in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, now
we can move to Ash.
Sorry about that, dude.
See, the difficulty with me is that I don't really have permanence, so having favorite moments is kind of a thing that I don't really have. However, in saying that, when it comes to quorum, that fight with Katir was actually really fun. Quorum was actually challenged and terrified.
Okay, that's going to lead me to a question. That is actually going to lead me to a question later. So I'm going to bookmark that, and thank you very much.
The only reason Corum fought was because he knew that he wasn't going to be able to win, but he was going to be able to do some damage, and he wasn't going to go quietly. Now, as for the rest of the party, let's see. To be honest, Whisper in the Cove was... Whisper in the Cove was probably the one that I would say with that one, considering what he was able to actually do while in there before he got found out.
Oh,
that
Ellie
was-
is in the chat!
Hey, Ellie! And she messaged me a thing. Let's see what horrors I am to behold.
All right, so for Whisper at the Cove, that seems to be like a really good moment for you, Germo.
Yeah, just like
It
story
was kind
wise.
of section 0 though too.
Yeah, it's just like story wise. Yeah, I feel like that was an establishing character moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I also
Ellie
like
wants
the
to see that.
confrontation with Mir.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
We can get to we'll get to your favorite Whisper thing when we get to you. You can be next, okay?
Absolutely. Well, yeah, like I'm doing by basically what's on the stream. It's like Ari, then Ash is beneath him, then Jeremy, and then I'll save myself to last. So it'll be Josh after Jeremy, then Dogi. But yeah, continue, Ash.
Yes. To be honest, with regards to Kun, again, I have to agree with the Super Saiyan. That was just brilliant.
Everybody went Super Saiyan.
No.
I mean, technically speaking, that should last for about 9 more minutes, but still.
So how far up can I actually go? Okay, so I can actually start. So I can actually talk a little bit about the Hofflemeth situation.
Yes, because
I just realized that as I was talking. So
yes.
as much as there are so many good situations with Klaus in different locations doing different things, and let's not forget the family. Outside of the main party are probably my favorites.
I know they're not like the most major characters in terms of importance, but they might be some of the most fun characters to play for it and just see everyone's reaction to.
Yep. But aside from that, to be honest, Klaus's moment in Flemeth's little trap.
Which one?
Right after getting trapped, and then what was it? You
Hey,
used your
you
tail
forgot
to
my
get yourself
tail.
out.
What? Sorry, you both went at the same time. What?
Hey, bitch, you forgot my tail.
Never forget the tail!
Yeah. As for Vel, I can't narrow it down that easily. Vel's like that older sister that's always hanging around, despite the fact that technically she died while she was younger than me. But she's been around longer than
You just enjoy my peanut gallery-ness, basically.
Yes.
We really do. It's a delight.
So I'm not gonna lie here. Like, literally, my favorite like inter-character moment, like not just like a shining moment of like no, just me with another person. Literally, my favorite one is actually with Corum, and it's with us going to Horus to confess that I exist. And then the Doki Doodle that goes with it. He knows. Yep, we're screwed. Yep.
That was, from a DM perspective, it was fun to roleplay a more quietly angry character in that scene, because you know me, I tend to not be very subtle, but doing things like you tell Horace the situation, and he just slowly stands up, walks away to inspect the board, just doesn't even say anything. Just let you guys stew it. Okay, how screwed are we? That was fun.
But if I had to narrow down a point with Val, honestly, the first time that Corum saw her summon the knight and split that snake in twain.
Hey, spit that cobra in twain!
I mean, that was really, really funny.
Also, bets on how many people are going to start shipping the two of them now that you've said that, Ari.
I don't know. If I recall correctly, Corum is still Gase, right?
No, Ash is. Corum, I believe, is. What is Corum?
Corum is indeterminate, really.
Yeah, it's never come up.
Get off
Exactly.
one brother, jump to the other.
Yeah, I think the only the only person who has a confirmed thing is Vel right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally just because I had a husband and kid.
Yeah.
And even then,
wasn't Klaus confirmed?
Not on the. You have said it in chat, yes, but it's never been. To be fair, it's never been said in the session itself.
Ah, okay.
So, shall we move on to Jeremy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Jeremy, what have been your favorite bits?
My favorite events were session 1, the introduction of Whisper, getting to basically show off his extremely ridiculous stealth and sleight of hand, and just like, oh no, what have we gotten ourselves into by inviting this guy into the group? And then, I mean, within like 2 seconds of showing up, he's pickpocketed everyone in the group. He's demonstrating he can basically fly under the radar of your main perception bloodhound character, and that he has clearly no problem with flaunting his power. So
you just enjoyed wrecking everybody. Okay.
It was kind of fun to wreck, at least in that one department stealth. You know, it was fun to at least wreck in that one department. So, and then there was the session with Mir. And when it comes to like which characters, it's like both. Like,
Who did we lose?
Yeah, who did we lose?
She's coming back in.
All right.
So yeah, Doggy, like the moment with your character, like when he revived Whisper, the whole what you call it,
Breaking the curse.
Yeah, drama after that. I think that was fun. So, and then there was the oh no, that's a spoiler moment. We can talk spoiler moments, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Just at this point, nothing after the Aristaya session because that stuff has barely been released yet. As long as it is Aristaya session or before, you're good.
Darn. Okay, so yeah, my favorite one for Ash was definitely too recent. Let's see, what was another fun Ash? Every base for Josh's. So it's like every single time Whisper tortured his character. That was entertaining.
Yeah.
That was entertaining.
Yeah.
So
Isn't that just like your real life dynamic, anyways?
Yeah, I think that's his point.
Yeah, but I can get away with it in this one.
Yeah.
So, and people aren't judging me because it's like, oh, he's just in character.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that was pretty much it. So, I mean, I agree with Kelsey on the whole Velen Whisper going onto the island cove thing. That was fun. So yeah, it's pretty much that's pretty much everyone at that point.
Oh wait, what was your favorite Ash moment? What was your favorite Korra moment again? I'm sorry, I might have missed.
He said it was too spoilery.
Oh, pooey.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Scotcher, your favorite moments from everyone.
Okay, so for Kun, this kind of goes into his character conception, is that I really wanted to base him off of a lot of like ancient warrior cultures, like specifically, certain parts of them, like for the Spartans, one thing that Spartans were known for was their wit. And so I feel like lately Kun has gotten a lot of opportunities to exercise very snappy warrior's wit.
It can be very snarky at times.
Yeah, it's like he's finally getting to do that. I've been wanting to do that. I've been thinking about it, I've been practicing because I don't feel like I'm very quick on the draw when it comes to wit.
Bullshit.
I appreciate the compliment, but I'm not as good as I would like to be. So so when I finally started to get into the groove of it, it's like, especially getting a lot of those little snappy one-liners in, like was the one the swearing the oath one, is that a spoiler?
No.
Yeah.
You mean with Viserys?
Yeah.
No, because that happened before
Okay.
the Aristide
Okay.
session. Remember?
Okay, just trying to remember. It's because oh man, I felt so proud of that, and then it just kept going, just like trying to get more of these, just trying to get more of these quick witticisms in, because Spartan wits were like, it's like, if we come into your land, we will soil them. We will take your women as slaves, and you will all die. You will all die. Your culture will be erased. They only said one word back: if.
But I remember exactly the moment you were talking about when it's like, are you calling me an idiot? I promise to be loyal, not honest. I promise to be loyal. Never said anything about being nice.
Yeah. I swore an oath to be honest, not respectful.
Yes, that was it. Thank you.
Sorry, does that remind you of something that Rhyme said in certain fanfic?
Yeah.
Oh my god, Rhyme. Oh my god, Rhyme reaching Kun. The collective edgelord would summon a black hole.
Yeah.
Now
Oh,
I know why
man.
Dogi's been avoiding that little side story in the chat fix.
Yeah, it's I think my favorite quorum it's just, I mean, on one hand it's also me being salty, but at the same time it's just like, dude, are you just gonna no sell every single encounter that we have?
Apparently.
To be fair, that may be more of a me. That maybe is. I'm starting to realize it may have been more of a me thing than a quorum thing, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, it's just
we'll get to that in the what I have learned session.
But yeah, it's I also love how just like a Whisper, like he has really brought out like it's like through his chaotic personality. It's just he Whisper has his own agenda, but you can tell that his agenda is, for the party's benefit. It's just he's not very honest about it. He's not upfront about it. And but yeah, Kunvert has learned, like, okay, it's Whisper. He's probably doing something. It's probably going to be weird and chaotic, but hey, it's probably going to be ultimately to be our benefit, I hope. But yeah, it's just he has
just wait to the very next session.
Oh yeah. It's just, but yeah, it's just, I love how you're able to, like, how Whisper's just able to he brings out a lot in every single character, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Give a sneaky, chaotic child unlimited resources.
Yeah, I bet Dogi and his characters don't know what that's like.
Oh, I am sorry.
But anyways, speaking of which, Dogi, but yeah, with Klaus, I really just kind of enjoy the dynamic that Kun and Klaus have. Just like it feels like Klaus is just kind of rehabilitating the big scary shell-shocked ridden warrior. Just like, do you have a hobby? What's a hobby?
Acquiring hobby.
I just love it. Yeah, it's just.
And it turned out his hobby was Whisper, who can now turn into a bird. Oh my god, Whisper is this Goku.
Oh god.
And that's funny because the reason that Kun is it's at first he was annoyed, but now he's really enjoying Whisper's company because he sees Whisper as a competition. It's a game to Kun. It's to see, like, it's like, okay, so it's about can I catch him or will he elude me?
Well, up until recently, there wasn't really anything to compete against, but then you got that huge upgrade, and now it's like, oh my gosh, did he actually almost notice me?
Yeah. So, but that's kind of the thing about Kun. It's just like he sees Whisper not only as a fun competition, but now he's able to. He was trying to better himself. He's like he saw it as a way to self-improvement.
So we're rivals then.
By challenging himself versus. I never thought about it that way, but apparently. The rival dynamic didn't come up, but I guess it is now. I guess it is. Huh. But yeah, it's just I love the dynamic. It's just like Klaus being just so intent on just being very very nice, but also being just kind of done with people's crap lately.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah. So.
Why? We're all wonderful.
I have a stick, and I will use it.
You're gonna use the stick on your own head? Because that's where I am.
You know what? Sure. Bonk, bonk.
Yeah.
It's definitely reached the point
This is gonna
Sorry.
Okay, sorry. For Vel, this is gonna sound really. This is gonna sound bad, but I promise it's not. I liked like all the moments where Vel was really, really sad. Like when the conversation about like her having to leave her family. It's like when the guys were trying to like shove or trying to like do a ritual on her to send her into the great beyond. Like she was so scared. It's just like, oh my god, and that you were role playing that so well. Just like, oh my gosh, it's just like. It's the emotional masochist talking. It's just like your character Belle is a vehicle for emotional masochism.
Sadism. Masochism is when you hurt yourself. Sadism is when other people are hurt. Well, yes, in this case, it's sadomasochism.
Yeah, it's just like, I consider it masochism because I'm participating in the session, and so I'm electing to watch it. So I consider it masochism because I want to have my feelings hurt.
Basically, he's also being hurt. So yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. So that's sadomasochism.
Then can I give a little honorable mention? That was basically my favorite scene, my favorite group scene. Because like I had Corum. The only one that was missing was Whisper, and I'm a little bummed about that because that would have been an amazing group scene. But yeah, my honorable mention, basically my favorite group scene, is the banishment section. Like Vel telling Kun, tell class I'm sorry. Vel finding Corum knowing, well, something's going down. What's wrong? Kun and Klaus trying to do damage control. Just everybody working so hard together, and Vel just feeling like absolute garbage, because they're attacking them for her. So that was, I think, that was my I would say that's my honorable mention, and you guys all did a wonderful job. And I really wish that Whisper had been involved in that a little bit more, but he was just somewhere else.
But yeah, but Whisper's doing his own thing, and his own thing is sometimes very tension filled. Hi, his little one-on-one with Mir.
Oh my gosh!
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Well,
giving the one-on-one with Mir was because I knew that he likely wouldn't be involved through the whole banishment thing. Granted, I did not expect the banishment thing to turn into what it did, but I wanted even the Mir thing so he would have a big scene to himself, because that's kind of how I do. If a character is absent for one scene, I then try to give them a big scene to compensate.
Yeah.
So that they're not feeling completely left out or ignored or neglected.
Yeah.
And then, was that everybody that you had, babe?
Yeah.
All right, Dogi, your turn. I know you've been probably
patiently. Thing is, you guys already named every cool scene so far.
Yes,
so I'm just gonna scrape from the bottom of the barrel.
No! Don't! Stop! This is not about naming a cool scene. This is about naming your favorite scenes.
You guys already named all my favorite scenes, so I'm gonna.
Which ones were they?
The freaking Banishers, Kun meeting the Blood Stripes, and just rules lawyering the out of them. Whisper rules lawyering Mir's orders to him. Oh, there is one scene that I did like, that I do still like. It's still very much near and dear to my heart, and it was one I knew I had to do right at the start of the session, or I would be quiet for the whole game, therefore out. And it was help me. Oh
yes.
Oh god, that was bloody hilarious.
I was so nervous during the first session because, okay, confession time, I wasn't like a full-on friends with Ari and Josh yet. I was like a casual acquaintance at best. I was a worker at best at that point. Like, we had few discussions here and there, but nothing like super concrete. So I was like a little bit scared.
Oh.
You and I had only spoken a couple of times prior to that, so
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I need to do something funny right now to break the ice, or I will be forever silent.
And to this day, I am still so impressed with how well the both of you, Ash and Dogi, fell into role-playing of sibling relationships so naturally. You could actually think that, wait, have these two actually known each other for a really long time?
It's because we're so similar, apparently.
apparently.
We're both evil!
Yes.
Though there is one, or there is a couple. There's one scene that I can think of that nobody has mentioned yet, and it was Kun having to deal with the family because he was so confused about everything.
I'm sorry, but even better than Kun having to deal with the family, Val's reaction to the family.
Yes, especially after Mother when Mother pretty much went, I know that you're there.
Yeah, okay.
That freaked me out!
Okay, Val was awesome. I just think it put Kun a little bit higher because we rarely see this happen to Kun. With Val, Val has amazing reactions all over the road. Having seen Kun do anything, that's fun. Like, Val is like that very good meal you can eat like every day. Kun's is that special meal you can only catch if you go like other side of the city to get it.
To be fair though, this was the first time we'd ever seen Belle going, wait, what?
Yep.
First time I was flustered. Oh, because I was like, excuse you? What?
I guess it's a little soft spot for me because I love when the stone-faced characters
get
there. Yeah.
Yeah, playing a stoic character is difficult because it's very easy to not get it. It's very easy to not get involved.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of these it's like playing any certain character. Playing any kind of character archetype, there's always pitfalls associated with them. Like,
yeah, Player Role's been doing a good series on that recently.
Yeah, which has really been great. And he like just come out with the stoic character.
He did.
Yeah. Yeah. So shout out to Play Your Role. Shout out to Play Your Role. If you want to play a certain type of character and not fall into the usual pitfalls of playing that type of character, watch his videos. They're very, very helpful.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Final honorable mention of my favorite scenes with Just Klaus. It's coming. It's not out yet. It's not out yet, but it's coming soon.
Oh, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Is it the next? Is it the next episode?
Not even close. Like the next 10 episodes, I'd say.
Rabbit.
Anyway, so shall I give my favorite scenes for all of you guys?
Yes.
Okay, Kun, I admit is a tricky one because I often feel bad that I don't feel that I give Kun enough stuff to do or enough stuff to work with. But I think for me, probably my favorite Kun moment was actually his scene with the Banishers, and especially him trying to talk down the Red Tiger guards is like, no. that was the first point where no, she's not a threat. Like that was the first moment where I was really challenging you with, your loyalty to the party versus your loyalty to your kingdom.
Yeah, people like to say, "Oh, playing a lawful good character is boring." It's like there's not a lot of conflict. They just do the right thing at all times, and they come into conflict with the party. It's like you can challenge a lawful good character, and that was one of my favorite moments because Shay, it's like, yes, you challenged a lawful good character in one of the most effective ways possible.
The trick to challenging a lawful good character: how do you be a perfect person in an imperfect world?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, you just make them choose between lawfulness and goodness. That's how you that's how you challenge a lawful, that's the easiest way to challenge a lawful good character. Make them choose between lawful and good.
Yep. Oh, sorry. Also, before I go to the next one, that whole I know it's a commonality with the play your role thing and just playing lawful characters in general. The trick is to don't treat the character as one-dimensional or static, because that's the problem. It's like the stoic character is nothing but stoic every single second of the day. Yeah. The comedy character will be farting in people's faces and throwing pies even when up against Asmodeus himself. The evil character will do nothing but constantly stabbing the party in the back, and the edgelord character, everything is part of his dark, tragic backstory. The trick is to not treat them as one note. That's, like, you can sum up the whole thing in that.
Yeah.
Anyway, up next, Klaus. Okay, yours another one that I actually have a lot of moments I really like with you. But if I had to... Yeah, if I had to narrow it down to one, though, I'd... Honestly, if I had to name down to one commonality... Oh, no, I think I know the one I enjoyed role-playing with you the most. It was the scene where Klaus had to speak to his master about religious advice.
Ah, yes.
Speaking of which, I gotta ask you, as a man of faith yourself, Josh, how did I do playing a priest character?
Yeah. Well, I'm a man of faith, but I'm not entirely a priest. I'm not.
I know, but yeah. Okay, you're a better source on that than anyone else here, minus possibly Iari.
Well, I think Jermo's a little bit further along than I am, to be honest.
We're back to Costal.
You're right. Good point.
Yeah.
You and Jeremy, I guess.
We don't have priests, so I mean...
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
We're a little bit closer to Protestant. We don't really have priests.
Yeah.
Religious leader, pastor, whatever. Pastor and priest I tend to use interchangeably.
Well, our religious leader was our dad, so...
Yeah. So
either way,
you were approaching it, just trying to be a father figure to this guy, just trying to, enrich him, trying to help him, just it did fit. It's like through that role play, it did feel like you were drawing upon wisdom, and that's the thing. It's like especially with a lot of military chaplains, like. People see the chaplain a lot of the times, even when they're not religious, because a lot of times the chaplains have just so much wisdom to draw upon from not only from their religious texts, but also life experience, that they are uniquely qualified to help a lot of people with their problems. So. For
example, a lot of religious leaders may have taken on, positions in wartime or in war-torn third world countries or something like that. They've probably seen people die in front of them of starvation, of disease, and stuff like that. So, playing a worldly but religious leader is very difficult, and I think he did pretty good.
Yeah, it's like you drew it. It's someone who genuinely cared. I mean, he had his quirks. I mean, yeah, it's just I don't think I met a religious leader that doesn't have a really big quirk. So, but yeah, it's you were able to draw upon wisdom, and I believed it.
Yes, Ellie, you need all the help playing nasty people you can. Oh, then again, he knows how to play characters that get along with the party. So maybe he wouldn't help play nasty people. You want help playing nasty people? Talk to me.
Well, he did. There is one video where it's like, but well, if she's trying to learn how to play, if she's trying to learn how to play nasty people, there is how to play an evil character without ending the party.
Yeah, here's the idea. Talk about it with the DM and have him set up as the actual big bad of your series. But okay, yeah. Yeah, that was my favorite moment.
That was your favorite Klaus moment?
Yep. Though honorable mention for Klaus moments, the nightmare with the things that are tapping on his door.
That was not fun. Like obviously it was fun, but at the same time, like ah.
I love me some good horror.
I was so proud that it was about how many people I was actually able to creep out with that, because I'm always afraid that my scenes are not going to land. Get them on that in a bit. Anyway, my favorite moment with Vel. Okay, Vel again. Vel is just a smorgasbord of great moments, but if I had to pick again, I gotta go with her Banisher one.
That whole scene was great.
It really was. In fact, got something to say about the Banisher scene as a whole in a bit, but yeah, it was just you roleplayed that scene so well, Ari.
I just
Careful, you're gonna make her blush.
Oh, that's the plan. Though, speaking of which, I also love to tease her about it, because it's like, I don't care what those Banishers do to me. One scene later, save me from the Banishers!
What can they do to me? I'm dead. Oh wait, there's something they can do to me. Oh goody.
Yep.
Well, I mean, to be fair, she wasn't really thinking about like her spirit. Keep in mind, she was more thinking of, I don't have a body, they can't hurt me. Like, she wasn't really thinking of her soul necessarily. She's just thinking of, oh, I'm here, whatever.
She was basically pulling a raven. So what they can do? Oh, they can do that. Okay.
Let's put it this way. The risk she took was calculated. Man, is she bad at math.
Yeah, pretty much.
She forgot the other side of the test.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite Corin moment. The entire scene after Saber's capture.
Yes, getting drunk in a bar.
And getting drunk in the bar, freaking out and firing lightning to the sky. Just all of that. Because that was the first big bit of character development we really got from Corin. And I really think it added a lot to his character.
Fair point. Oh, God. He really wanted to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, I'm in the background, like, it's okay. How do I fix this?
Oh yeah, honorable mention. All of Doki's artwork.
Just to woo at me. Sorry, I didn't have myself unmuted. She just came in and she was just like, whoa, and then she left.
And yes, speaking of Dougie's artwork, just with the little doodle that he drew with those two comments, yes, there's a reason why there is pretty much a standing thing with the entire party that we must protect the small. Which is why 3 of us went Super Saiyan.
Yep.
Yeah, just this. I remember when we first during the first session, we were just. I remember the dynamic was who is weakest. There's I think me just.
Zooms in. Child acquired.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, me taking one look at Klaus, he's adorable. I'm a breaking like a Kit Kat bar.
You've done a good job so far.
Yeah, Klaus has almost reached that point where he's just done.
But, so, favorite Whisper moment? Honestly, him letting the thing out of the cave. Because that was something I did not expect. Because I put it in there as a genuine schmuck bait. It's like the obvious, big red button, do not push. And I was like, okay, no player is going to be dumb enough to actually press the big red button, but I could probably use it for like some good foreshadowing. If they do press it, well, there's going to be mayhem. But then when he does press it, I was like, it just led to so much, pretty much all the events that has happened so far are a result of Whisper letting that thing out of the cave. It's just been such a great snowball effect, and I will admit, part of me does feel bad because it's like, as Jeremy said, it's like, I'm not really into drama, and then I'm like, hey, I'm just throwing you head first into the deep end pool of drama.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm not really into drama. Well, that's unfortunate, Jermo, because you're really good at it.
Yeah.
You're very good at bringing in the drama.
Yes.
Cough, cough, last session.
Cough, cough, the labyrinth.
Admittedly, sometimes from what Jeremy's saying, sometimes that is a backfire where it's like, because again, Jeremy plays a flippant character to avoid drama, but as we've seen with Klaus, it's like plays a flippant character to avoid drama. That makes the character come across as incredibly callous, which angers the other characters more, inviting yet more drama.
Yeah, unfortunately, Klaus is not a fan of Whisper's flippant attitude at all. I am so sorry. I'm trying to mitigate it as much as I can. Klaus is just very, very much being a brat. I am so sorry.
Honestly, for me, it really is a case of I don't think either of you are in the wrong. Like, Klaus has a legitimate reason to be angry, and I get why Jeremy is playing Whisper that way. So,
yeah.
It's like, as long as we're mature and we understand that, this is not being directed at the players, and as long as everyone is still having fun, which I certainly hope Jeremy is still having fun, given that he's been, again, thrown headfirst into the deep end of drama.
Fortunately, I didn't have to actually roleplay any of the drama.
So you're okay as long as you don't have to participate too long. It's like you're okay with just passive observation, but as long as you don't have to participate, you're okay.
As long as you
it's superficial
don't
drama.
have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Expect me to pretend I'm crying? No.
Yeah.
See, with the people like Ari, I don't think they're pretending.
Oh no. It's,
No. I could okay. Josh had to help me calm down after Arkoff went on.
yeah.
like pretty much any scene that you hear me crying in is real. I don't. So one of Josh has a small pet peeve when it comes to me playing D&D is that I take everything personally. Which sometimes serves for great character development, but sometimes it doesn't. But when it comes to the crying scenes, you can probably bet some money and take it to the bank that I will probably be actually crying. If my character is crying, I will probably have been crying as well.
LOL. So it's basically, wow, she's such a good actor. How did she do it? Actually crying inside.
He literally used that.
It's natural.
But yeah, that was my favorite Whisper moment. And to answer Jay Yoshi's question, keep watching. I might have something in the works.
Let's just say Klaus has some skeletons in his closet that we have not dug up yet.
Yoshi was asking, like, is the creature in the cave, are you gonna...
Oh.
Like, but Jay in the comments was asking, like, the creature in the cave that Whisper let out, is there gonna be a follow-up to that, or was it just like a one-and-done thing? Especially since I mentioned the Blackhawks killing it, and I'm just saying, keep watching, I may have something planned.
Oh, because
in the chat, it's about the follow-up on the nightmare.
Yeah. Are we ever gonna get the follow-up on that nightmare?
Wait, but then Yoshi confirmed that. Yoshi, when you said the nightmare, you meant the vine monster, right? Because he said the nightmare in there, and he said the Morbazak vines, or what he's decided to call it.
The nightmare that we've mentioned was, Klaus's nightmare, the one that scared everybody.
Yeah, no, I think he didn't mean the night. I think he didn't mean the term nightmare literally.
He was referring to he says he was referring to Klaus's nightmare in the chat.
Oh, okay. Well, again, yeah, no. That I've got plans with that. I don't drop anything in. I never drop anything pointlessly.
Yeah.
I mean, we still haven't got the story how Klaus got adopted.
Yeah.
So that's a whole thing.
Oh yeah, believe me, I'm still writing that. I'm still writing that, and I already know exactly what led to it.
Oh yeah, there's backstory stuff galore.
Oh yeah, and we haven't really focused much on backstory for anybody. Really, we've been focusing a whole lot on present day. Like,
except
all we know really
about we're very focused on Vel's backstory, and we're bringing another backstory over there.
Well, to be fair though, we've only focused on one aspect of her. We know she was married and she had a kid, but what else?
She died.
How did she...
We don't know exactly how she died.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a mystery we're gonna solve.
Fire. Other than that, no.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I'm very.
Again, I am working on a lot of things for you guys.
Yeah, it's there's a whole thing. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Now, my favorite group session, and I've been wanting to talk about this for a bit, that Banisher scene. Honestly, yeah, it was one of my favorite scenes, both to edit, both to put together, but to be honest, that scene initially did not go the way I had it planned. I actually originally thought there was going to be a fight scene. But then you guys turned into this drama, and in my opinion, the Banisher scene is like the perfect example of the strength of you guys as a group of players. Because you took a scene that was just going to be a simple, here's a fight to give you guys some actions, and you turned it into one of the most emotionally memorable scenes in the campaign so far. It's like
want that fight.
But yeah, it's like it's a great example of me just being able to steer, and I can just go I can just take my hands off the wheel at this point. These players are creating the story just fine on their own. But now, there was a question a while back from Soundwave, so sorry if it seems like we've been ignoring your sound. They were asking, who, aside from your own character, who is everyone's favorite character, and to myself, who was my favorite NPC? So let's start with Josh. Aside from Kun, who is your favorite character? And that can be PCs or NPCs.
I don't know. Do I like my firstborn or do I like my youngest child?
You're probably gonna have to come back to him. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm really gonna have to think about this.
All right, Dogi.
I'm gonna cheat and say that I like all of the characters almost equally. But I really can't pick a favorite between, like... Gosh darn it. Because I also like a lot of the NPCs. Like, I really like Clearsill. And I really like Slimeth!
You know what? I think perhaps the safest one you could say for the NPCs might be your mom.
Yeah, and I really like Mom.
Sarah.
All right. So since we're skipping the indecisive jackasses, Ari.
Oh, cheese and crackers. Okay. Favorite NPC. Actually, I'm gonna go with Mom. I'm gonna go with Sarah Therian. I'm gonna say it. She's.
Yeah.
Like, the husband is fine too, but just the mom just has the killer mom energy. Like, she uses Karen powers for good, okay? Like, I can imagine her with a Karen haircut, but she uses it for the powers of good, okay? But as for favorite, I think my favorite one of the party, other than me, I'm not gonna... Okay. It is Klaus, but just very barely over Corum. Because I feel like Vel and Corum have gotten to sort of like an interesting, kind of weird bond recently. But Klaus is still her favorite house. Coon's like her summer home. Corum's like her ski chalet. Whisper, is that nice house that you look for on Zillow that you'll never buy. Because she sees him. But you know, she likes all of her houses, but like Klaus is the main house and he's her roomie, but like Corum, they've started to sort of bond a little bit more, and I've really enjoyed that. So I'm gonna say Klaus, but it's a very close to Corum. I also really like Coon and Whisper, but I don't know, like it's just like out of 1,000, it would be 990 for Klaus, 980 for Corum, and then 950 or 60 for Whisper and Coon. It's like really close.
Yeah.
So we were saying about Sarah as the Karen. I'm just imagining. Excuse me, sir. I'd like to have a talk with my managers. Now, don't worry, it's just going to be a talk. Oh, also, my two muscle-bound club-wielding friends will be there for this talk, and there will be no witnesses to this talk.
So walk away.
When you walk away, and I got us demonetized.
Oh,
okay.
Ari, I don't monetize these videos ever. I stopped doing that the minute I started using music in a soundtrack.
And the minute that we started singing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, Ashley, your favorite character?
I'm not sure if it's released yet, but there is a scene coming up where Mother takes the spotlight well and truly, and I am so,
It is not
so...
released. It is not released yet, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes. I love Mother. Mother is awesome.
Mother is great.
That's for the NPC side of it.
Best.
What do you mean, as for the NPC side of things? Your mother is an NPC!
That's my point. I said that's for the NPC side of things.
Oh, I misheard you. I thought you said as for the NPC side of things.
Yeah. Now, as for player characters, it's Val and Klaus following closely together.
Aww.
I mean, we are kind of package deal at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. Again, Kun and Whisper are up there, but those two take it.
I'm just happy that people enjoy my peanut gallery-ness. Because Vel is so fun to play because I can be the peanut gallery and have it be important to the story because I can just say it inside their heads.
Yep.
And your comments are not gonna get anyone in trouble. That's the main point.
Yes.
Yet.
Yeah. Until we get to Mir, who can read minds, apparently. Meh.
It's okay. You can. We don't care what Mir thinks. We don't care about him.
See, the thing is, though, I still don't think he or Saber knows about Vel. I'm not 100% sure. So if he does wind up hearing me, that could be bad. We could just maybe paint her off as like another personality someone has, but like, I don't know.
Okay, that is the prettiest whisper I've ever drawn.
Dude looks like a lady.
I am not seeing it.
Oh, look at that. Click on the little live button in Discord.
Speaking of which, Jeremy, your favorite character.
Klaus.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Klaus, what? Mita?
I think Dogi would like to know why Klaus is your favorite.
Whisper's favorite are Klaus and Corum.
No,
why?
Dogi would like to know why Klaus is your favorite, Jeremy.
Oh, because it's fun to get on his nerves.
Yeah, I'm guessing after Kun just started seeing it as a competition, it started being less fun for you.
Sorry, yeah, I meant Klaus and Kun. There we go. So those are my two favorite characters. And I rate that based on who I'm irritating the most.
To be fair, Klaus is trying to be friendly with Whisper. He's just really bad at putting the crutches to the side.
You don't have to like me, Klaus. I've given you no excuse or reason to like me.
Yes,
and that's
but my Soda Guardian has told me I have to be nicer.
Now play nice with the children. All right, I'll kick him softly.
Alright, I'll kick him in the shin instead of in the balls.
Yep. As for me, my favorite NPC, honorable mentions first. And to the surprise of probably no one, I have a lot of fun playing the villains. like Mia is fun to come up with stuff for, like because obviously Mia doesn't have as much on-screen things with him, but it is really nice to like think about. Okay, so what is he? Okay, who and what keeps dropping?
I think I'm sorry.
All right, so that's fine. Anyway, but it's like
I'll apologize.
Yeah, but it's like it's really fun to think of like. Okay, now I've got an echo.
Oh. Sorry. I just came back. I'm sorry. What did I miss when I was? I'm sorry. My Discord shut off again. What happened?
Okay, I was about to say what I like with playing Mia. Like Mia doesn't have a lot of. Sorry, what?
Did Josh and Dogi? No, I was saying. I was asking like while I was gone. Did Josh and Dogi say who their favorite characters were?
No,
Wait, you've been gone that long? Oh, right, yes. Oh, you're right. I forgot they hadn't answered that yes. Okay, Josh, who is your favorite? No excuses this time.
I don't like picking favorites.
Okay, just pick your top 2 then.
I don't like picking favorites. I don't like it. I don't like feeling like
You are literally a countdown artist for a living.
Yeah, but I don't. But not when it's something that people I know have actually made. If it's something of a faceless society, of a faceless corporation, it's like I can like insult them and just make fun of them with guilt free.
We're not gonna get no one is going to get offended if you don't pick their character as your favorite. They're not that petty.
But what do you think I'm gonna of reality, it is.
Oh my gosh, honey.
What do you think I'm gonna do? Judge you double for your next commission if you don't pick Klaus as your favorite? Come on! I'm already giving you discounts as it is.
No.
To be fair.
I'm just going to say that I'm pretty much the same. I don't like picking favorites. I, generally speaking, don't have favorites in the first place. But...
yeah, Koru, Ash picks favorites.
I don't wanna.
Just say me. I'm your wife. You're allowed. I don't know.
Okay, I will say my wife because I don't want to sleep on the couch.
That's called gaming the system, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, Dogi.
Okay, so can I say something nice about everyone first before I say who's my favorite?
Yes.
Sure. That sounds cute. That's sweet.
Okay, so favorite thing about Whisper, the fact that he keeps stirring the pot and keeps making things so freaking difficult and challenging everybody. Like he challenges every character. It's very fun.
He's the Tommy Innit of the game.
Basically, it's also very irritating at times, but mostly fun. Kun, I love how to put it. Again, I love his dry humor and the fact that he can rules lawyer himself out of trouble if he really needs to. But I also love how quick to draw he is. Corim, I have very soft spot for Corim because Corim is Ash's character, and because Corim helped me into the game much faster, so I have very soft spot for Corim. Also, I really love the brotherly relationship Corim and Klaus have because he is a fun tidbit. I always wanted myself a brother when I was younger, so like it was my ultimate dream to find out one day that I have a secret brother somewhere. Instead, I only had a little sister that stole all my money.
Oh.
Well, if it's any consolation, your family to me.
Thank you. Bill!
That's... Sorry, I was just going to say that's pretty much mimicked over here as well.
No. Phil's commentary.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that.
Phil's commentary. always fun. Vel's reactions, always fun. Ari's acting, always a treat. Freaking not Ari, Vel possessing things and making funny things, always a treat. With all that said, my favorite character is Corin because of that soft spot.
Yes. Oh my. Okay. Can I give props to the Dogi? Like whenever you draw her in an inanimate object, it's just so much fun. Like her head
It really
being
is.
the sword going run. Her as the flower pot. Her hopping from pot to pot to pot. The sword go zoom. Just all of this. Anytime she's in an inanimate object and you put her in an inanimate object, it's just. I literally the Vel flower pot is the cover page for my I save all the pictures that I get from my friends on my phone, and the Vel flower pot is sort of the cover page for that album on my phone.
Aww. To be honest, Vel possessing things is always like super funny for me, so that's why I always draw it, because it's like also Vel going, excuse me.
Anyway,
See, I'm actually not. Hang on. Go ahead.
Take a quick and show.
No,
I'm gonna take a quick screenshot and show you guys in the chat, in our Discord. So just give me 1 second. Go ahead, Dogi.
What? Was it me?
That was me.
Oh, sorry.
I was just thinking to myself, I wonder what would happen if Vel decided to go into a suit of armor. Would she be able to animate that armor?
I would actually have to check that up in the rule books. I'd have to check that up in the rule books because I genuinely don't know. Like, not even to the point of being able to guess. I'd have to look that up. Anyway, sorry, again, so I was saying my favorite NPC. Like I said, obviously I enjoy playing the villains. Like with Mir, he doesn't obviously he's not on screen as much, but just always thinking between the sessions, during the sessions, like what is he planning? What is he working on while everyone's doing their thing? And, you know, getting to be that puppet master from behind. Like, I do a bit of that with other characters too, like with Flemeth and Merrick, but Mir is absolutely the one who it's the most like he is the most competent of the schemers so far. So playing him as the one step ahead of everyone guy, but also, you know, reacting to when you guys do throw in legitimate curveballs, and oh, that is fun. And of course, like, the menace he has for you guys. But speaking of menace, this character kind of, I feel, started out rocky, but I really feel I've been able to do a lot of fun stuff with, and that would be Saber, because just, I think Saber is a great surprise creepy character. Like, him showing up after the fight with Katia, him literally just appearing at the, like, him appearing at the same restaurant you guys are at, and it's like, hi, how you doing? I'm off duty.
Why am I a pacifist? Why am I a pacifist? Why am I a pacifist?
Just, it is so much fun to play just this completely casual but completely terrifying sociopath murderer. But honestly, though, I gotta agree with everyone else. The one NPC who has just consistently been the most fun to play all the time. Oh, Sarah Etherion, you are just a delight.
You're just unleashing all the chaotic energy with her, aren't you?
Oh, you have no idea.
We have a mini-Vel.
And comment from Rosemary. Is it weird that I like the villains more than the main characters? Eh.
Only weird if you make it weird.
And besides, here's the thing. I liked the villains in Josh's thing more than I liked the main characters.
his first reaction to Simula was literally, "Can I be on her side?"
To be honest, I have love-hate. Go ahead.
I was consistently going, I like her with everything that she did. Does that make me a bad person?
Sometimes that's honestly the mark of a really good piece of fiction. If you like a villain better than the hero, not necessarily you agree with them, but just like them more.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
liking a villain is liking a villain can be a weird thing.
Yeah.
It's like because there's sometimes it's like you can have villains who are like so absolutely loathsome that you want to punch them in the face, and somehow that makes you like them even more.
Mm-hmm.
No, to be fair,
that's how. I'm sure that's how William Beasley felt about Arkoth for a while.
Oh man. But anyways, back to Lost Island.
Yes, indeed. Sorry, Lost. Sorry, oh yes. Sorry, about the whole bonding thing. Something I've noticed I've been really happy about, just how comfortable Ash has become with all of you guys.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that he is able to sing casually in front of everyone, he does not do that when he is feeling if he is feeling socially awkward, and the fact that he is just not awkward around you guys at all, that's a huge thing.
I don't even sing in front of my own family.
Yeah, the fact that you sing to be fair, no offense, but when you told me your relationship with your family isn't the best, so that would be like saying I don't sing in front of my family.
My relationship with my mother is perfectly fine. I just don't see her very often. But it's specifically my mother. I don't even sing in front of her.
So yeah, huge compliment to all you guys.
Aww.
He loves you, and we love him. Like, seriously, if I can accept it for a second, meeting Ash was probably one of the best things that ever happened to me.
Aww.
And that's not even hyperbole. Now, before I drown the world in a river of sap, sorry, I've got a question, dude. This is actually kind of probably a good thing I might want to take notes for as the DM. Everyone's favorite fight scenes.
One thing though, Dogi, are you okay? That squeal, that squeak sound like it came from you. Are you okay?
Yeah.
What happened?
Emotions.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought you might have like hurt yourself or something. Like fell out of your chair again. I'm sorry.
You fell out of the chair. One time.
All it takes is one. All it takes is one.
I'm gonna, Jokey, if I ever see you for a gift-giving occasion like your birthday or Christmas, I'm getting you a chair with a seat belt.
Just to be silly.
Because people probably don't know this, during one of my streams, I let people use their channel points to make me, get up and stretch a little bit. But I had just gotten back down, and somebody was like, "Hey, stretch." I was like, "I'm gonna stretch on my chair." 1 minute later, I was on the floor.
Yeah. So you need to actually get up now.
And a round of applause for Dogi.
Oh no.
Yeah, basically what happened was I started to stretch, my chair slipped backwards, my legs couldn't get a perch, I was hanging on from the back of the chair with my hands, my butt was sliding off, and I was like, help, 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 and then suddenly my arms just could not hold on any longer, and I just fell down.
No.
And the thought was so loud that everyone was panicking. And then everyone could hear, like, very muted, I'm fine! So yeah, I'm like this in real life too.
Hug. So yes, everyone's favorite fight scene.
Hey, babe.
Joshua, you first.
Favorite fight scene. Trying to remember.
I know mine.
I have no idea for mine.
Neither do I.
You said yours already.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to go with the consensus and say Super Saiyan.
Alright. Ashley, you said your favorite was the one against Katia, though.
Oh, no, I said one of my favorites.
Okay, and you're right. Make it an easier question. Which have been the fight scenes that you guys have most enjoyed? And this time I'm not going to go around the room. Just which fight scenes have you guys enjoyed the most?
Beetle fight.
Say...
Corm on the head after he got stomped in the face by a beetle.
I think you meant to say the fucking beetle fight.
That's what I would normally be saying, yes.
Alright, Dogi, why the beetle fight?
Aside from the fact that it was so humorous, we had so many memes out of it. We got Vel out of the fight. Vel being awesome.
That's true.
Sounds so angry.
I was so furious that I was basically planted in the ground for that entire fight.
Well,
Speaking of which, it was actually that fight that inspired me to go, okay, you get your bonus you use your dexterity or your strength depending on choice without having to take a feat, because that was the moment where I realized, okay, in a combat maneuver heavy game, the agile maneuvers feat is just one giant feat tax. For those who don't know, a feat tax is a derogatory slang word in Pathfinder communities for any feat that doesn't really give any cool benefits, but is there because you just need it to play your character well. Like, if you're playing a dex build and you don't have weapon finesse, you cannot play a dex build without weapon finesse. So, a good house rule is to take feat taxes and just say you get them automatically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like, spend a feat you could use on something fun and interesting just so your character can be halfway functional.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, I can. Sorry, Val, what are some of your favorite fight scenes?
Maybe it's just because, like, the one that immediately pops into my head was, slicing the snake in twain again. I called my knight out of the sky, and just as he's landing, like freaking Samurai Jack or something, he just goes, shoom, and it's done.
Do we really count that as a fight, though?
I know, it's the first one that comes to mind, because, I think the second one the other one that really comes to mind actually would probably be the mutant horde, everyone escaping, and just the knight just reaping through them like wheat through a field with his scythe. You know,
when they're in the cave, you mean?
Yes. Where like basically the Golden Knight and I think it was Whisper and I were trying to hold. No, wait, no. Was it Whisper?
Golden Knight and Kun.
Yeah, well, Whisper caved it. Whisper made the cave fall in. Kun and the Knight were helping everyone else escape. So yeah, I like that one. I basically just anytime my Knight gets to shine, really, where he can just go like just weave everything in its path.
Mm-hmm.
I just really like my Knight. I think that was a really fun feat that we found, and I just like it.
Oh yeah, the Knight is great. As a DM though, I also like it though when on the few occasions where I get to Wharf the Knight, like the first fight against Saber.
Yeah.
The Knight did not last very long in that fight.
No, and then I had to be really creative, and then I had to raise an undead army, so...
Mm-hmm.
And then Klaus got confused to be a necromancer.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, well, no. That was not intentional. That was not intentional.
Ashley, some of your favorite fight scenes and why?
Well, to be honest, one of mine is actually the fight in the cove when that broke out. That was actually kind of fun because we got to see what each individual member was actually good at. With Whisper, we actually got to see how Whisper deals with being in a fight against too many opponents, and that was actually kind of interesting, just confusing the crap out of them. Then you had Klaus trying to do what he can to help get the people out, and unfortunately ended up in the line of fire.
Yeah, it was Whisper also who was helping sneak the people out too.
Yes, but he was doing so from inside of the actual camp. I was referring to in the individual areas of where they were, because Whisper was trying to do that from the middle of the camp while surrounded by enemies, while Klaus was trying to do that from the entrance to the camp and being defended by Kun.
Mm-hmm.
And Corin blowing up a ship in order to send a signal to get the army to roll in.
That was hilarious. That's like that scene that scene in Sherlock. We need to call the police. Absolutely fires into the air on their way.
Much. We already know that one of my other ones is the fight with Katir. That one was all sorts of fun from just a perspective of Corim.
What about you, Jeremy?
Your favorite fight scene?
Jeremy?
Yeah, he's humming.
Haven't really had to do a whole lot combat-wise. I think the one where I got to do like a little bit more was kind of the mutant fight.
Yes.
Also, Flemeth fight.
I literally showed up and did one attack.
I was gonna say, it was show up, knock around, grab popcorn for Super Saiyan moment.
It's like,
Oh God, I've done my part.
It's like walks in on everyone screaming, going Super Saiyan, looks around, it's like, oh look, there's Klaus. He starts slapping him, wake up!
Does this fuck you? Does this fuck you? Does this fuck you? Does this fuck you?
Grabs healing potion, just shoves it in mouth. Yeah, that ought to fix it. So what's everyone screaming about?
Klaus people, can I please go back to dying? I don't want to be waking up by him!
Like, literally sees Whisper, oh damn it, I'm in hell.
Oh, thank goodness I'm alive! And, oh, hey, good, you're alive! And I'm in hell.
Pretty much. Mr. Jobiner, your favorite fights?
What?
Josh, which fights did you enjoy?
I already said mine.
You did?
Yeah. Super Saiyan.
It must. Oh, okay, it must have cut you off. It must have cut you off when you said it because I don't remember hearing that at all.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, like the reason I ask is because I do admit that the fight scenes so far have probably been my biggest weak. They've probably been the weakest aspect of my DMing, as a lot of people have said. So knowing which ones have done better than others, it's a good thing to take notes and be like, okay, so what can I focus on to make the next fight scenes better and more fun for you guys? Speaking of which, we've been throwing so many flowers. My biggest lessons that I've had to learn from being a DM, and I can think of two.
Alright.
One, I am not good with bookkeeping, and you kind of need to be in this game. Like, the sheer number of major important fight scenes that did not go the way I expected because I forgot several abilities. Like Saber, I forgot like half of his abilities and roles and stuff. Flemeth, same thing. Though I think with Flemeth, the way the Flemeth turned out was a lot of fun for everyone.
Yes.
But yeah, the Flemeth originally was intended to be much more of an actual challenge to you guys, to the point where I deliberately gave her handicaps because I was worried that she would be too OP of an encounter, and that it was, oh hey, you've completely bypassed her main gimmick. Oh, I did not realize that Corim's reflect spell doesn't actually work that way, and it becomes a curb stomp. So, admittedly, a very, very fun curb stomp.
Yeah, I think that's the main point. Like, as long as the players have fun with the encounters, then...
Yeah.
Indeed. It's just also something to, it's something to still learn from and learn with, and I'm working on things that will hopefully make keeping track of all this stuff a lot easier for us. But you kind of bring me to the biggest thing I've had to learn. Shay, calm the fuck down. They're not going to hate you for every small, tiny mistake.
Yeah,
that's
you're
probably
not.
been my... But yeah, that's probably been my biggest thing. It's like, it's like, I remember being like terrified when you guys beat Sam. It's like, oh crap, and I think this is also the wrestling fan in me coming out here, because there's a rule in wrestling: if you debut a character and immediately have them lose, you have ruined that character. that character is now going to be seen by the fans as a loser because that's what you just showed them as. You just showed they're a loser. And it's like your first impression is everything. So I was worried that, Saber lost. I had immediately ruined the character of Saber and he would never be able to be taken seriously again. During the illusion scenes with Flemeth, I was worried that, okay, you guys seem to be guessing that these are illusions, so I better end the scene right now immediately, otherwise you're all and forget the whole her going Mysterio on you all because that I had planned, because otherwise you'll be like, yes, Shay, we all know you've got some stupid little edgelord, oh, I'm so spooky, scary bullshit going on. Move on, we don't care. So
and then
yeah,
there's me. I remember that scene. I was like, yeah, I don't think you're real, but here, have my weapon.
But yeah, that was my biggest.
Sometimes your players will just play along to your obvious traps. Yeah,
I know.
They'll surprise you.
But yeah, biggest lesson. I need to stop putting so much pressure on myself to be perfect.
I have no idea what that's like.
And Ellie, yes, I did have that same fear with Venom. It's like, yeah, I am really. We're all really scared of Venom. Wait, you are? Oh, thank God! Wait, why wouldn't we be? You guys have won a fight against them. Doesn't that mean that you are now no longer able to take them seriously because you see them as losers? No, where the hell did you get that from? Oh, never mind. But yeah, just I need to learn to calm the fuck down. Anyway, so shall we turn this over to fan questions?
Sure.
Sure.
Fans, ask away. Question.
We got about 15 minutes left.
Yep.
Yeah, because we've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yay, Corey Cam. Well, was Corey Cam.
Yeah,
we had Corey Cam.
Yeah, there was a Corey Cam.
Oh, I missed the Corey Cam.
Yeah, sorry. You can go back and rewatch the stream. Corey was on. I guess.
She got attacked.
Hang on, let me see. I got attacked. Hang on. There she is. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, everybody. Hi. You want to answer their questions? You want to answer their questions? Do you have a question?
Admittedly, asking the fan questions is a little tricky when you've got the delay.
That's fine. Corey has a question. When am I gonna get more treats? No, I'm just kidding.
Let's see. Can I brush Colossus' hair? Yes.
What? Can you what? Colossus' hair?
Brush.
Oh, he's just...
Would the game of cat and mouse with Whisper count as Kuhn's hobby?
I believe we already established yes.
Yeah, especially considering he can now turn into a bird. Acquiring hobby. Going to find the bird.
Arcans and Dragons. What is your reason for not liking Mr. Fluffle Shay?
The fucking name. Also, Ash was saying that he can't see the comments. So, Ash, the comments are on the YouTube video on our channel, but obviously we'll be reading the comments out loud, the questions out loud.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's just it's really terrible. It's like, hey, I'm going to give you guys a chance to make an imprint on the world. You can make your name whatever you want. Oh, you're gonna call this really debilitating hallucinogen that's a really big linchpin to my entire story a freaking fiery Joker. Okay, I see how it is.
Oh no, Josh, you don't get to complain because at least your NPCs don't fight you on that! Isn't that right? Freaking
Smokestack the
Simone.
album.
No, I'm thinking of freaking Simone. Hey, could you? Hey, I'm just gonna give the hedgehog these cookies that are poisonous to him. Actually, don't give him the cookies; they'll kill him. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Oh yeah, your NPCs. Hey, what? We're gonna take them this way. Your NPC. Yeah, that sounds like a smart idea. No, that totally ruins everything I had planned.
Okay, Magical Dude had a question. What characters do you think should have more scenes together and why?
Corum and Kun.
Yeah.
I agree on that one.
Yeah.
They're the Corum and Kun and Corum and Kun and Corum and Whisper. Honestly, Corum with the two red tigers, they're the dynamic that I think is the least explored. Oh, and also Kun and Vel, because sometimes I think because obviously Josh and Ari are married, we sometimes forget that their characters very frequently have not had a lot of scenes together.
I think I've kind of been doing that on purpose because I didn't want to monopolize Josh's time. Because this is a role play thing, his escapism thing. He already deals with me enough. But also,
You're well within your right to abduct your husband.
I know, but we already know that he and I have, some chemistry. I think we're okay. And so, you don't need to hammer it in. I didn't want to turn into Laura Bailey and Laura Bailey trying to seduce Ford. In Critical Role, Mighty Nine, because so basically Travis Williams said, I don't like it. I don't like role-playing romance. And his wife, Laura Bailey, said, I'm going to seduce you and you're going to like it.
Yeah.
But and I totally get that. It's now it's going to kind of gone in the opposite direction. It's like, okay, maybe we should do a bit more character bonding with those two. But yeah, my first pick is definitely Kun and Corum, because I think they've got a great dynamic that's there that just needs to be explored more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
a part of it is also that Corum doesn't really know how to talk to Kun.
And doesn't really know how to.
That is a job for Klaus. Klaus just takes hold of Corum, pushes him towards Kun. It's like,
God,
who needs more friends? Talk to him.
No. I just realized what this is. What this whole thing is. It's
what?
Piccolo trying to make small talk with Trunks.
Yes.
Okay. So Ellie actually, this is funny. It's not really a question, but Ellie said, "So can Kun sing at some point?"
Are we gonna get Kun Lullaby?
Are we gonna get Josh? Are we gonna get Kun the musical?
I never thought about it. If I can find a story reason for it, maybe. I'm not sure if there is one.
Sorry, just Kun sounding like this, trying to sing anything other
It's
than
okay. Whisper could totally just back him into a corner.
No,
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
just imagining cursing all of them with a spell that makes you have to sing all your lines.
Okay, since
We're
gonna
going
get characters
undercover.
singing-
We're all dressing in drag, and Kun is a belly dancer.
and doing the hula.
Yeah, since we are getting characters singing, I think I can have Klaus singing certain song at one point.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm just having a really fun vision. Kun, sounding like this, trying to sing the Yevan polka. And I know Josh can do it because he memorized it because he wanted to sing it for Dogi.
And that's when you can hear me screaming from the other side of my apartment.
Ellie, what the fuck do you mean dress Kun up like a boy band member? He already looks like one.
He looks like the gothy one, yeah.
The codification of the team.
Just
Oh my gosh,
Remember that one episode of Justice League Unlimited where Batman's saying, "Yeah, I remember that one."
But basically, you would be Batman singing as Coon.
We need to see this. We need this.
I think she's asking that because Josh released a video yesterday where he sang a parody of a Bo Burnham song, and a lot of people have given him compliments on it, and I think he deserved those compliments. One, Finn the pony helped with the lyrics, but like Josh mostly did all of that on his own. But Finn, thank you very much.
Like, disconnected myself for a second. What did I miss?
The Edgelord Boy Band.
Edgelord Boy Band. All right. Anyone else have?
Does anyone else have questions? And also opening the floor up again, if any of our players here have questions, either to each other or to myself, the Dam.
The Dam.
The Dam. The Dam.
Yeah. Per diem.
Are we gonna go to the Red Tigers area soon? Because I want to go there.
Oh.
Yeah, actually.
That's actually a
Okay,
very good question.
I can answer that question. I'm going to split that question in twofold. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, the first question, are you going to go to the Red Tigers area? Almost certainly. Like, there is no way that's not going to happen at some point. And yes, I do kind of have ideas of the circumstances that will likely lead to it. Are you going to go to there soon? Dude, nothing happens soon in this game. Alright? I will plan for something to happen next session, and then, okay, 5 sessions of role-playing later, now you start packing your bag.
Oh.
You start packing
Are
bags
you?
and then
Oh.
all this stuff happens.
Oh.
What?
It's so hard. I feel so sorry for you.
Hey, hey, first of all, I didn't say I was complaining.
Okay, and this is why I prepared like half of my game to be roleplay time for my players, because I know they can take hours if they really want to.
That's pretty much what I've done. It's like, so here's the thing. Older sessions would have a lot of stuff planned for them. Newer sessions are often like maybe like one fight scene and that's it. And half of it is just let the players do their own thing, because they normally, manage to get a lot of stuff done on their own time. So it's not a complaint. It's just simply a statement of fact. I can never guarantee the time frame of anything.
And trying to keep spoilers out of it. At the moment, things are rather chaotic for the party.
Oh, you have no idea.
I do not see a field trip in our immediate future.
Since you mentioned not liking fate taxes, do characters get things like Vital Strike or Greater Focus?
Vital Strike and Greater Focus are not feat taxes, because those are actually very powerful abilities, and they vastly improve a character, but they aren't essential to the character. A feat tax, okay, a feat tax is like having to you're buying a car, okay? A feat tax would be like if the car dealer charged you separately for the steering wheel. Whereas Great Focus and Vital Strike, they're like a Nitros boost. It makes sense they come extra. Does that metaphor work? Also, I've noticed that in Fuego Beat you've always been very curious about the rules and how I rule things. I'm always curious, like, why has that always been a big question for you? No, I was asking Mr. or Miss Infago bait. Anyway, I can give my number one tip as a DM.
Yeah, let me read the whole question first. For everyone who has been a DM, what's your number one tip? What's number one tip you would share to people who want to try DM and try to TM someday? There we go.
Okay, I'm going to save mine to last because everyone in this room has DM'd at one point. Okay, Josh, you go.
One tip you would share to people who would try to DM someday. Don't homebrew out of the gate.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Don't do it. Don't do what I did. I feel like it's that one thing in regard. It's like that one, like how it feels to play the scout. Yes, I know I had a successful campaign of Welcome to the Show where I homebrewed a lot of things at the start. But please try to ignore that.
When you define homebrew, Josh.
I was going to say, to clarify that from my perspective, don't use major homebrew rulings until you've gotten accustomed to the system itself and the more minor homebrew.
Yeah, when you say homebrew, do you mean homebrew rules, or do you mean not following a pre-made module?
Like homebrew, as in like, oh hey, it's like, okay, you're a new DM and one of your players says, hey, I want to play this homebrew class. Is that okay? The correct answer is no.
Oh, okay.
It's
okay, because I was about to say,
I want to do a homebrew race. Oh, I want to do this homebrew race. I want to do this homebrew race. Is that okay? The correct answer is no. If you are new.
I don't know. As a new DM, I think letting my player be a ghost has turned out really well.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm doing my campaign right now.
Class, your advice to DMs.
You mean Dougie?
Dougie, your advice to DMs.
My advice: know your players and their characters, because let's just say there's been few cases where some players and DMs did not think ahead how their actions or their planned thing might affect other players, and that never has ended well. So, if possible, if your player comes up to you and is like, hey, I have this really cool dramatic idea, make sure it isn't gonna like mess up anyone else's character too badly. Little bit is okay. But try to keep in mind what kind of player a character is in question.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, it's a tip, not a lot, because that's the thing. It's just if you do too much homebrew at the beginning of your game, it's going to creates a lot of work. It creates a lot of work, and you're not sure what's going to be balanced or not. So well, you can balance it, but it would take like a ridiculous amount of time to balance it. So my recommendation is try to keep things as less homebrewy as possible, because it will take less time. We want this to be comfortable. We want this to be easy. It's a lot of it's been trial by fire, but yeah, it's just like, hey, if you're really passionate about it, I guess I can't stop you, but just giving you a heads up, if you homebrew, it's going to take a lot of time.
And I'll just say this: if you do want to homebrew, and I'm not even joking, use the Sphere system, because it has rules for making a first level character who can turn into a dragon. It has rules for creating a player character who is a ghost. It really lets you create whatever the fuck you need. It is so versatile in that. Alright. Ari, your advice.
I have two little for my campaign, Ladies' Night, one, find out how much time you are able to invest in it, and just do your best, but also don't put too much pressure on yourself. There have been two gigantic breaks in Ladies' Night. One, and it's been due to personal things. One on the part of one of my players, and one on my part. And so, don't beat yourself up if just things go awry in a personal sense. And that kind of leads into the second tip that I have. Fun is king. Yes. If people aren't having fun, then why are you doing it? If doing the sessions is a slog, it's just not worth it. You either need to scrap the idea and try again, or you just need to take a break, take a step back, and figure out what needs to happen. For example, there have been fights and rolls that I've cheesed in the favor of my players because it was something epic that they thought of, my favorite.
Cool.
Yeah, my favorite one is in Hallows Carnival, where Blissey, basically, earlier in the session, she had tamed a hellhound. Dog attack! She had tamed a hellhound, and and she had the cool idea to summon it in a battle. And she didn't roll high enough, but Katie and I were just like, screw it! It works! Because we like it! And so, just sort of go for fun more than go for, auspiciousness and whatever. Because if you're not having fun, why would people want to show up?
Very sound advice. Ashley, your advice.
Now, I've only really DM'd for Shay a couple of times, but even for me, one of the biggest keys is, yes, you want to play a game that also has a story to it, but don't get lost in either the story that you want to be told, nor get lost purely in the game mechanical aspects of it. Because that's one of the issues that we've had previously with other DMs that we've had, is that they want the story to go the way that they want it to go. The biggest thing with being a DM is having the broad strokes of the story, but the players are what actually fill in that story, because it's not just the DM story. The players have to feel as though they actually have proper agency within the story itself as well. Otherwise, they're not going to be having fun. A lot of the time, they're going to find themselves no longer being engaged in what's actually happening, which has been a big downfall for a lot of the DMs that I've actually played with in the past.
Indeed, I can actually give an example of something that happened using a comparison to Lost Island in a bit, but Jeremy, your advice.
Plan. Save yourself some time in game.
Yeah, it's I believe the adage that we've used at points is 5 minutes of planning saves 50 minutes of in-game time.
Yeah.
But I mean, you don't have to stick to it rigidly. Have at least an outline and certain things that need to be said, but don't. Railroading sometimes works if it's for a shorter campaign, but if it's for a longer one, don't constrict your players like that.
Have your stat blocks know your feats, know your spells, have a rough idea of the map, and know your characters. Well, know your players' characters.
Mm-hmm.
That is bare minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are not optionals.
Yeah.
Everything, you can definitely go way further than that. And if you're really good at planning and orchestrating and leading and suggesting, then yes, you can definitely plan a more thorough campaign. But definitely at the very least get those main things.
Mm-hmm. Now I will. My advice, and I've actually got. Well, now I've actually got 4 things because you guys made me think of a lot of them. Here is my first. You're gonna fuck up. Just no ifs and or buts. You are gonna fuck up. You. God damn it! I got my mic got cut off for a second there. Sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you up to?
You're gonna fuck up.
Yeah, you're gonna mess,
Yeah.
And then
Yeah. You, as a new DM, if you're anything like me, you will be hearing this advice. You will be taking notes. You'll be going, okay, so don't do this, don't do that. But you will have a moment where you might have a moment when you really, like Ash's advice. You'll hear that all the time and think, don't railroad them, don't railroad them. If things don't go how you planned it, just let it go the new way. But then you create a scene or a monster that you really, really want the players to fight. And they kill the monster instantly. And you are so tempted. And you will be tempted to resurrect the monster and just say, okay, do over, now you're actually fighting the creature this time. You will, be tempted to you will say, no homebrew, but then your player really wants it, and you'll be tempted to go, you know what, I think I can allow a homebrew. You will be tempted to make exceptions. You will make exceptions. You will screw up. The important thing is how you handle things after you screw up, and sometimes even during. I have been given the advice sometimes that never let your players know you have made a mistake. It is the classic, no one knows you've screwed up unless you say you've screwed up. However, I respectfully but firmly disagree with this advice, because there have been many moments during my campaign where I had to just say to my players, and you guys didn't see those because I deleted them from the recording to keep things smooth and flowing, but I did have to say to the players, hey, look, straight up, I didn't expect this to happen. I'm actually not sure what to do here. I may need some help. Like, there was one moment, the end of the first session, where I had a big fight scene planned, but the players basically did everything in their power to nullify that fight from even happening. And I was torn. On the one hand, I didn't want to railroad them. I didn't want to... Sorry, what? Yes?
Hello? Who was that?
Yeah, someone just, said something?
I don't think it was.
No.
I thought I heard something go,
Same.
Anyway. But, well, I really want to railroad you guys, but at the same time, it's like, but I had this big fight planned out, and it took me half an hour back and forth thinking, so do I just have the fight scene happen anyway, even though that would be ignoring everything they did to nullify it? Or do I let them nullify it and have them miss out on what could have been a really fun Calamity encounter? And I think I made the best decision where I ultimately just asked you guys, hey, straight up confession here, you basically just bypassed an entire encounter. Do you want to fight the encounter anyway, or are you happy to leave it as it is? And you guys told me, leave it as it is. We're actually happy with it like this. if I had tried to pretend to have everything under control, that wouldn't have worked. Don't feel the need to pretend to be perfect. Let yourself make mistakes. Speaking of which, on top of that, planning. You need to plan, but do not over-plan. Because if you're anything like me, you will promise to play a session with some people. You will try to memorize the entire rulebook, cover to cover. Then, halfway through, you're going to need to do some... Halfway through, which will probably take you a week, you're going to need to focus on some other things, like you've got a project or work or what have you. Come back 2 years later and realize, oh shit, I was supposed to do that. And I've already completely forgotten everything that I had read. So get the bare minimum of what you need, but no more than that. Leave the rest to improvising. Otherwise, you will spend forever planning and never actually play a single session. That was a lesson that I had to learn before I could actually play the game. Speaking of which, yes, the final one. Do not, I repeat, as a first-time DM, do not use a pre-made module. They are a false prophet.
Yeah, agreed.
Because
unless it's Curse of Strahd, that's the only exception.
Oh no! Even then, now Curse of Strahd is a good one, but as a first-time GM, I actually wouldn't even recommend that. Here is why. It is said that pre-made modules make it easier for first-time DMs. I say they make it harder. Why? Because they don't teach you the most important skill of any first-time DM, and that is how to improvise. When you are playing a module, you put your faith in the module to hold your hand as a DM. It's like, okay, so the players do this. What am I supposed to do next? What does the module say? If the module says, meh, which several modules I've tried to play have done that. Hey, Ash, would you like to tell them about the one time I tried running a module for you and Sam? And what happened there? And he is muted.
Ash.
Do you mean the time... Oh, sorry. Wait, what?
Nothing. Continue on.
You were saying?
Do you mean the time when you tried to sort one out and then just couldn't? Or...
Yeah, the time I tried to run a module with you guys, and the first sentence like, so you find a body. Do we see any clues on him? Me reading the module. Well, the module says they don't find clues until they're confronted in the bar later, so, no. No, you don't find any clues on the body? Alright,
I have another example.
But it's like, alright. Sorry.
Like this other example, so this was when Sam was trying to run a module for us. The module is that you wake up chained in the hold of a ship, and you effectively become a part of a pirate crew, and so on and so forth. The problem is that the way that the module works is that you're given 4 things that you can do in a day, and you have to choose between one of those 4 things each and every day. You can't you can't do anything outside of those 4 things. These are the 4 things you can do. They are the only things that you can do. If you think of anything that isn't one of these 4 things to do, you can't do it. It just does not work.
Indeed, and for the example that I was thinking of, the session literally ended within the first 5 seconds because it's like, you find a body, okay? Well, basically what it was, okay, someone hires you for a job. When you get there, you find his body on the ground. Okay, tell the police that we found a body, and then go home because the guy who hired us is dead and we have no reason to be here. End of session.
Yeah, it was pretty much, okay, we're going to go talk to the town guard, let them know that this guy's dead, we found the body, and here's the location, and that's it, we're done.
Okay, so yeah, that makes me think of another tip. It's like, when you're constructing your plot hooks, you have to be very careful about, you really have. I mean, this is also a little bit on the players in order to, create characters that would be willing to work with the party and, be a part of the campaign. But it's also on the part of the dungeon master to create plot hooks that party members would reasonably, want to investigate. And that there is a little bit of railroading that does come with that, in that, sometimes you do sometimes you do gotta force them.
That's not railroading. Josh, that's not railroading. That is not railroading.
Yeah. Yeah, well, sometimes you do have to push them.
Having structure to your story isn't yeah, but that's not railroading. Having structure to your story is not railroading. Railroading is basically when you outright ignore, retcon, or force the player's actions. Railroading is, okay, I stabbed the king. Actually, no, the king just starts talking anyway, and I'm completely ignoring your action. But, to finish off what I was saying, but yeah, an experienced DM would take scenarios like Ash and I described and make up their own clues, or make up their own things for the players to do, but that takes experience. A first-time GM should create their own world, because they know how their world works, they know how their story works, and thus, if something unexpected happens, they have the puzzle pieces that they can rearrange in order to improvise something new. But if you're relying on a module and you don't have the experience, if the module doesn't tell you what to do in the scenario, and you haven't got the experience to work it out yourself, you're going to get stuck. The module is not good for modules are not good for first-time players. They are not newbie friendly. And before we finish on this topic, so when Ash was telling about how our experience with some DMs who have been overly focused on how they wanted the story to go, rather than what ends up actually happening. I picture this as an example, okay? Imagine
can we move on? We're running a little late.
Yeah, we're already 20 minutes over the time limit. I tried to whistle earlier on, like, hey, can we wrap it up? But I don't like interrupting people. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
But yeah, it's I think we've given them a little bit of the gist.
Yeah.
Indeed.
All right. So how shall we close this out?
How shall we close this out?
Saying goodbye.
All right.
Enjoy these smiling faces as long as you can. I'm going to kill them.
Yes.
Wow.
Meet my friend. Ash, take it away. Anyway, but yeah, thank you all for coming. Wonderful to have you. It has been a pleasure GMing for everyone here. And also, it's been a lot of fun editing these videos. So, see you all in the next episode.
Yep. See you all. Yeah. Goodbye. Remember to drink your milk and eat your vegetables.
Don't tell me how to live my life.